Debonair. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. If we don't even start yet, y'all the realest ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. Y'all, let's have a moment of silence, man. Y'all know how I like to do. I want to start this off with a moment of silence, and then RIP Miss Stasy Charles. I think she was like 23 or 24 or something like that. But please, y'all, let's have a moment of silence, please. Swirler community, where y'all at? Swirler community, where are y'all? What's happening? What's going on? Dead ass, man. I'm so serious. What is happening? What is going on? Let me move this over. I want to make sure we keep her picture up. What is going on? I can make it smaller. Oh, all right. I tell y'all all the time, man. Never want to speak on these types of stories. It's crazy. They never want to speak on these types of stories. It's crazy. It's a damn shame, honestly. They still ain't spoke on Sade Robinson. R.I.P. to her. Dominique Clayton, Aaliyah Taylor. Well, Aaliyah Taylor didn't die, but thank God. But she almost died. Let's get into it, y'all. Investigative unit stabbing victim had asked for protective order against alleged killer once before. So Buddy been abusing her. But let them tell it, fellas, black men in particular, let them tell it, oh yeah, when they date out, they so happy, they ain't gotta worry about nothing, they ain't gotta worry about reaching for their wallet, they ain't gotta worry about none of that. But when stuff like this happens, they get silent, they go on hush mode, they don't speak on it. I am non-biased. I'm gonna speak on this, whether it's a black woman happen to a black man or a black man happen to a black woman or whatever. I don't give a damn. White, black, Hispanic, I don't care. I'm going to speak on it regardless. They have a narrative that they want to push, especially when it comes to us black men, painting us black men in a bad picture, in a bad light. Let's get into this article, y'all. Actually, you know what? Let me read. Let's watch this. We probably won't watch the whole entire thing, but let's watch a piece of it before we get into the article.
Balloons taking flight to honor the life of a woman lost to domestic violence. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Family and friends of Stasy Charles say a New Orleans woman who was killed in Baton Rouge last week are celebrating her life.
She was stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend. The investigative unit's Best Casualty has been following this story closely. She reports tonight from Gretna, where that memorial took place, and has new information on the circumstances that led up to her murder.
Michael, Sylvia, we're here in Gretna, which is near Charles's hometown of Harvey. There were dozens of people, they're still lingering here behind me, that came to celebrate her life, releasing purple balloons in her honor.
The WBRZ investigative unit has obtained more documents showing the rocky relationship history that led to 2 deaths. According to Baton Rouge police, 28-year-old Stephen Heinrich stabbed 23-year-old Stasy Charles to death before crashing his car and setting himself on fire. Court documents show Charles had tried to protect herself from Heinrich multiple times before her death. In a protective order request filed in October in family court, Charles says Heinrich was physically abusive, having checked these boxes, saying he punched, shoved, and threatened her life with a weapon. However, in her written description of the abuse, she does not mention violence, instead stating he was relentlessly harassing and stalking her and her family through social media.
He created like any dating site, any type of thing. This man would create a page for my daughter.
It's behavior that Dominique Ramkaran and her family know well.
Everything that he did to my daughter, he was doing to the same girl.
Ramkaran lives in New York, where Heinrich is from. She says he harassed and stalked her daughter for months before he met Charles.
A year and a half, you harassed and stalked my daughter.
I hear the laugh. You have tortured us.
In fact, it got so bad it led Ramkaran to file a civil suit against Heinrich when she says the police wouldn't take it seriously. According to her, he had been arrested in New York for violating a protective order several times.
The system failed both of these young ladies.
In Baton Rouge, Heinrich was never served with that initial protective order by Charles because officers couldn't find him. The matter was ultimately dismissed because Charles didn't show up to court. A month later, Heinrich was arrested for misdemeanor domestic abuse against Charles, and she was granted a protective order. He was issued a $2,500 bond by Commissioner Keena Kimball, and a week later stabbed Charles to death. Ramkaran says her death could have been prevented.
So how does a...
That's a fact. That's a fact. It could have been, it should have been prevented. But all on social media, all on these swirler accounts, pages, whatever y'all want to call it. Oh my God, it's such an upgrade. Oh, I'm just so happy. I never had to reach for my wallet. I never had to deal with this, and I never had to deal with that. Oh, protect yourself, Black women, save yourself, divest. But what about all these women that went through some sort of an abuse, if not got unalived by it? Oh no, Dad, we don't want to talk about that. We're not talking about it. We're only talking about the good things. That's crazy because when we're talking about Black men and Black women, y'all only want to talk about the bad things. Fellas, y'all see what's happening here. I don't understand. If you have a protective, you know, let's not get into that. Let's hurry up in this, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. WBRZ investigative unit has obtained more documents showing the rocky relationship history that led to 2 deaths this past weekend. According to Baton Rouge Police, 28-year-old Stephen Heinrich stabbed 23-year-old Stasy Charles to death before crashing his car and setting himself on fire. In a protective order request filed in October in family court, Charles said Heinrich was physically abusive. On a form, she checked boxes indicating that he punched her, shoved her, and threatened her life with a weapon. However, in written description of the abuse, she did not mention violence. Instead, she stated that he was relentlessly harassing and stalking her and her family through social media. Listen, let me explain something to y'all, man. This man is crazy. The fact that all this happened, Buddy got arrested, Buddy got the protective order, and then a week later, the judge that signed off on this has blood on his hands. The judge or defense attorney, whoever it was, has blood on his hands. But y'all think they care? No. Hell no, they don't give a damn about that. They don't give a damn about that. Their family just buried this young, as beautiful young lady. 23 years old, she had her whole life ahead of her. Her whole life, I don't know if she was in school or whatever. She had her whole life ahead of her, probably just finished her bachelor's. That's usually when you finish 22, 23. That's around the time I finished. I was like 20, 23, 24, somewhere around, I can't remember. But yeah, the fact that all this happened, it's insane. Insane. But divest. We're so much safer. We're so much safer. Let's keep going. I'm not gonna read this whole thing, man. Let me see. This is almost done. So let me read this last little bit here. Heinrich claimed he was defending himself and was not the aggressor. He was issued a $2,500 bond by the commissioner, Keena Kimball. Kimball, you got blood on your hand. A week later, he stabbed Charles to death. At that hearing, prosecutor told Commissioner Kimball that Heinrich had been arrested twice before out of state, once for criminal mischief and again for violating a protective order. This is nothing new for this man. This man been doing it. He out here. However, we don't know much detail was given on those previous cases. You would assume that when someone is going through something like that, the first thing you do is check their background, in state or out of state. I don't give a damn. Oh, he got arrested for, abusing this person or stalking or making threatening gestures to his significant other. 9 times out of 10, he's probably did this before. Let's pull his background. Let's pull his record. But they didn't care to do any of that. Man, yeah, I'm done, man. I'm done. R.I.P. All right, let me make it a little bigger. R.I.P. to this beautiful lady here. Gorgeous lady, young lady. So unfortunate. She literally had her whole life ahead of her, y'all. Her whole damn life ahead of her, and it's a goddamn shame. I want y'all to comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. And until next time, please, man, y'all be safe for her, cuz.